Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, with our main topic today. We are discussing today how to start the new year 2020 with positive energy and how to be optimistic, and the priorities that we should take and the steps we should take to be happy during 2020. To shed more light on this, we have the pleasure to host today Mrs. Miret Soukari, the transformational coach or happiness coach. Welcome, Mrs. Soukari.
Hello, how are you?
How are you? Mrs. Soukari, could you please explain to me transformational coach, or as you told me before we start go on air, happiness coach? What do you do?
They're both good for people. A transformational coach is coaching people to really transform their lives from wherever they are to something different. So you can have transformation coaches in relationships. Maybe you've always had bad relationship. You can improve it. You can have a transformational coach in your career. You need some help, some guidance. So it's about when you need to transform your life. It's not like solving a problem of, let's say, grief. A transformational coach doesn't work with grief or anger or sadness. They work more on how to make a big leap in your life. So that's that. A big part of my work is for helping people be happier. So I studied, that's why I call myself a happiness coach. I studied a lot the science of happiness, which is something being studied now, and there are degrees, psychology degrees in positivity now,
yes,
because people are now searching for this.
Yes. So is there a certain timing for the person to take the step to try to transform to be happy? And who forces him for this? Because some people always have negative energy. He wants someone to help him or to lead him to think, to transform his life. Or is it something that we should, plant since the kids are young at school, to train them since they are young to help themselves on the timing to transform and to change their life and their steps and potentials?
It's a big question.
Yes.
Okay, we'll start with the kids. It's good to know, of course I was not taught like this before, but it's good now to teach our children that they don't need to take things as is, they can change their life.
Yes.
So you'll teach them from today to look at themselves. First of all, they're not victims of anything. Let's say I'm not that smart, I'm not
Yes.
that pretty, I don't that rich, whatever. No, you can change your life. So bring in the idea that it's possible to change your life, and it's a choice.
Yes.
That's for the children. It's a mindset. We need to change the mindset
Yes.
of children, and it's the family talking about it, and also, of course, if the family can lead by example. So if they see the parent or the mother or the father or the aunt, when they have a challenge, they actually don't stop and say, this is my bad luck in life and what do I do? They're thinking of, what do I need to do to
Yes.
change that?
Yes.
So they start seeing that. So that's one thing. People come to transformational coaches because they've been tired. They're sick and tired. They're just like, I can't do it anymore. I don't know how to do this, and I need to change. Usually they're desperate. Usually they're at a desperate state, and they're just tried and tried and tried. Let's say maybe they had bad relationships, 1 or 2 marriages, not doing well,
Yes.
or whatever. Or maybe every time they go to a job, they're not happy. When they're really desperate and they've tried by themselves for a while, because people think they can do it themselves, then they stop. It's a very minority number, by the way,
Yes.
in the world. Cool. So they stop and they say, I need help. And I'm insisting to change this. From this decision, they are able to work with a coach to transform them. But the decision has to be internal. You can't force somebody. You can't tell someone you need to go to a transformational coach or you need to change. They will not do it. It has to come from the heart saying, no more of this, I'm changing my life.
Yes. I was asking concerning the kids and the education because usually someone who seeks help or seeks a transformational coach or a psychiatrist is an educated, very well educated person. But what if the person, I'm trying that we should help all the classes in the society, because there are some people who are not that much educated to know what to do or what are the steps to help themselves.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, what is really good news is now there are so many Egyptian people, young people, working with people and telling people how to bring up the children. So when you're a child needing a transformational coach to change your life, it's not that important, because you're still building who you are. and you're very open to change, you can change. You just need the environment, the parents to believe that it's possible.
Yes.
So the parents have to believe. So what's happening, there are a lot of people offering things for free, like through YouTube, through open discussions. I'm seeing a lot, parenting coaches, bringing up children coaches, this kind of thing. They're speaking out. It's a mindset. Of course, it would be really good if we could have in the schools regular presentations to teach maybe the children on a Friday or a Saturday how they do it. The tool I use, which is called Emotional Freedom Techniques, is a tool that transforms people's lives. And it does not need you go to anyone. It's a self-help tool. So
the emotional freedom techniques.
It's actually a technique. It's not a lot of coaching. It's not needing. It's not a therapy.
Yes.
It's like emotional freedom techniques is defined as acupuncture for the emotions. So the children have a lot of emotion. They might have anger. They might have sadness. They might have jealousy. They have a lot of emotions of what happens in their life. You teach them how to release it, and their life will transform. So if they're very sad from a divorce, or they're very sad that they don't get the right grades, or the father doesn't give them enough love, if they use this technique, which is actually touching the body in certain places and saying a few words, they will release that energy and they will actually transform. So you find that sad child is no longer sad.
Yes.
And this, maybe not today, but there's a lot of science behind this of what happens in the brain when they do that. Now this is a free tool. I personally have 1,800 videos on YouTube. There's a few for children, but if we teach our children, this is my dream. You brought something up very important, although we did not discuss this. If we teach our children how to use this tool every day for 5 minutes, they will continuously be transforming their lives.
Yes.
So this is a tool that can be used. We can demonstrate something here if you like. It's being used right now in schools in Mexico, in the US, in UK, in Israel, USA of course, and Australia extensively, because they know it helps children with all the issues they have. Because children, when they grow up with their emotions, they're not balanced. That's when they need the psychiatry and. So let's get them when they're young so that they don't grow up with all these kept emotions.
Yes. Yeah. How can we set our priorities in the new year?
Okay, so this is a lot of people talk about goals and make your goals, and usually they don't work. They've proven scientifically within 3 weeks you've dropped some of the goals. Within 3 months you're probably not doing any of them. So if you said I'm going to learn a language, I'm going to exercise, I'm going to go on a diet, I'm going to do this, usually within 3 months you drop it and you wait for the next year. So let's not call them goals. I call them fun playthings. First of all, name them differently. And priorities is very easy. Write everything you want to do and just put numbers, 1 to 10. And the heart will not lie. You just ask your, like, take a deep breath and say, okay, have a diet. What, number 2, then I don't really want a diet. Learn Spanish, 7. I might really want to. And just look at your number of ones that are above 5. And choose 1 at a time, 2 at a time maximum. The problem with goals is people usually say, I'm going to do this, this, and this, and this. And the problem is it's trying to change themselves in too many areas at the same time. It takes our mind a time, about 40 to 90 days, depending on the person, to be able to put something new in the structure.
Yes.
So even if it's exercising, it's not the exercising that's the problem. It's the putting the time, and you need to program it in your program.
Yes.
So 1 at a time, you will succeed.
Yes. So how can we be more optimistic in the start of the new year?
Okay, this is an amazing question. Of course, people always say that. First of all is to let go, totally let go of last year. And how we're going to let go of this is to actually energetically release 2019.
Yes.
So a lot of us, I'm sure, went through challenges during the year. Maybe we lost some loved ones, we lost money, we lost a job. Things happened, lost some of our health maybe. Things happen. These events are making us a little bit, they're affecting our emotions. So we're sad, we're angry, we're resentful, all these emotions.
Yes.
These emotional freedom techniques, which I can just demonstrate quickly if you want, will help us release that. We release it by telling our body, no more, it's enough. I carried it the year. And I program my mind from today.
So it's a kind of courage.
Actually, you don't even need the courage. By doing this, it's like you have actually deleted the emotion from the story.
Yes.
So the story is, I lost my job.
Yes.
It's fear, first of all. It's anger, maybe. It's sadness. It has
Yes.
three things.
Yes.
What you do is you release it.
Yes.
And once you release it, you don't have the emotion with it. So just, you need to use the tool, actually,
Yes.
to release it.
Yes. How can we help ourselves to be positive thinkers?
It's a training, and it's a simple training, but it needs about 21 days. So you change the thought. There's many ways, but let me start with a simple one.
How is
You change the
this
thought.
training? Is it something that I should keep telling myself?
Yes,
or
but you choose the thought. So let's give you an example to make it
Yes.
easy. So let's say you're saying, oh, I hate my boss, my boss. You change that thought. The minute the bad thought goes in your mind, because this thought will send energy in your body,
Yes.
will send an emotion. So now you just say, but I like my work. Or, but I like the money I get from this
Yes.
job. Or, my work is close to my home. I like it. You change
So-
the thought.
Yes.
This is the very scientific way and the easiest
You
way.
look to the positive
You
side.
look to the positive by
Yes.
actually sending a thought, because the thought sends waves in the brain, and the brain sends hormones. If it's a nice thought, it sends nice. But by saying I hate my boss, it starts a cycle of sending upsetting hormones. So I quickly change the thought.
Yes.
When you do that in a training and catch yourself, it's like a game. You will not believe how many times in the day we are negative. So you tell your mind again, every time you say, oh, and the street is dirty. No. Thank God I'm on my legs and I can walk in the street.
Yes.
Quickly, you change the thought. And I actually did that on myself, I think in 2010. I had to become not negative. So I started practicing before I started telling people about it. And let me tell you, it helped me heal from a very serious disease. I used EFT, I used changing my thoughts, I used positivity, I
Yes.
used all the tools, and I healed from a disease that supposedly is not healable. So
Yes.
it works. And this change the thought is very powerful, and it's very easy.
Yes.
You don't need to go anyone, you just train yourself, catch yourself.
Yes.
You can tell a partner, your sister, your friend, your husband, catch me when I say something negative, please. And it becomes a game, and then within 21 days you find yourself unable to say bad words.
Yes. Yes. So concerning reaching our goals or targets in 2020, is there any training for this, or that the person could help himself to be able to reach his goals? And what if he did not reach this goal, helping himself not to be disappointed or something?
So one of the best ways now, they've done a lot of psychiatry and knowing how people think. To reach your goal is to have what they call an accountability partner. So tell someone...
Accountability partner.
Yes.
So what is this?
This is telling your sister, your friend, your mother,
Yes.
someone on Facebook, at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you I did what I said I'm going to do. So if I'm
Yes.
studying French, I'll tell I did my 15 minutes of French today. This accountability partner, and it works amazingly, because they say you don't want to tell them you didn't. So even if it's 9 o'clock and you're dying to sleep, you will go study 15
So
minutes.
you mean that I'm letting someone to be a witness on what I'm going to do, and
Yes.
I'm telling him I did it.
Yes, and
Yes.
you know what? You could be. We
Yeah.
could be both. So I could be telling you I want to learn French,
Yes.
and you could be telling me I wanna exercise. So you just tell me at the end of the day, Mirad, I did my exercise for 20 minutes, and I say, and I did my French.
What
And
is
we
the
keep
benefit
track.
from this accountability partner if I did not reach my goal? He's going to help me.
He can
don't
ask
be
you why.
sad.
If,
he's going to
yeah,
help with some words.
They can talk with you, like,
Yeah.
what's stopping you? I'm too busy. I'm too busy. Try to do it this. Can you do it in
Yes.
the morning? Can you do
Yes.
it at night? Can you do it at lunchtime? They start to find a way, even if they're not coaches. Anybody can coach anybody. They start to help you. But just the fact that I know I have to tell you at the end of the day because we all want the little star, like children.
Yes.
So I want to say, yes, 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 I did it. And it works amazingly. When you try to be accountable to yourself, you usually don't. People usually break promises to themselves. This is says statistics. Then they break promises to others.
Yes.
So if I tell you I will write the report for you today, I will. But if I tell myself, sure, I have to write the report for me today, I can say tomorrow, because it's
Yes.
me. So accountability. For my advice this year, if you want your goals to be realistic,
Yes.
Get an accountability partner.
Yes. So how can we, Mrs. Sukkari, know that we are on the right track and we are developing ourselves?
The best way to know, because the track is different for everyone. The track is there's no right track, there's no one track, is to first of all do something called self-discovery. Now you can do this with a coach, you can do it with yourself. You can sit down, you can Google and find some free sources. Who am I? What matters to me and what do I want in life? Do I want a big house? Do I want a family? Do I want more time with friends? What do I want? Do I want to eat in big restaurants? Do I want to eat homemade? What do I want? And just write it all down and really discover who you are. And the more you do self-discovery,
Yes.
then you can do the goals that fit you. And you're not supposed to be doing anybody else's dream. It doesn't matter that somebody wanted to be famous. Maybe you don't want to be famous. Somebody wanted to make a lot. You don't want that. You want a cozy home, this, that. Find out who you are. And I did that on me too.
Yes.
To know who am I. And the more I knew who I am, the more it was becoming easier.
Yes.
Because there's too much happening and you don't know what we call the shiny objects. I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. But then when you sit down and say, what do I really, 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 really want? Then you can do what you want.
Yes.
And it takes some time. I'm not saying everybody can figure it out in a year. It doesn't matter. It's a journey. What if it takes you 3 years to find out who you really are? So
No
what?
problem.
What's the problem? Do I really want kids? Do I not want kids? Because we follow the society. Maybe I don't want kids. It's okay.
Yes.
Just who am I? Who am I? Am I very time? I like time by myself more, or do I want to? I'm outgoing more. So when I did that for me also in 2009, it made a big difference in my life. I stopped telling myself, why am I not like this person? Why am I not so social? Why am I not doing this? Why am I not running after money like people? Because I discovered who I am. And when I discovered who I am, I became comfortable. Oh yes, this is who I am.
Yes.
It was like coming home. It really feels like you come home. You feel calm. So one of my things, I found out I'm a person who loves studying, loves reading, loves knowledge, and I generally I like my time for me because I want to do that.
Yeah.
So I don't want to sit in cafes. And I understood why when we used to go and come, it felt like an effort. It felt something. I enjoyed it, yes, but it was not fulfilling.
Yes.
To be fulfilling, it has to be who you are. And everybody, my advice for 2020, please find out who you are and only follow your heart. Only
Yes.
follow your heart. You are there, you are different than everybody else, even your sisters.
Yes.
So you just follow your heart.
Yes. So let's talk about the importance of being in a comfort zone.
That's an
Yes.
amazing question.
Yes.
We all want to be in the comfort zone.
Yes.
It's hard for us to do like transformation coaching. That's why it takes a lot of to do that. We start even if, and I like to say we like the comfort zone even when it's not comfortable. So sometimes people are in a very bad job and they're still there. They
Yes.
complain every day, but they don't dare move out. Or in a very bad marriage, they don't dare move out. So the comfort zone takes a lot of awareness, and I think to move out of the comfort zone, you might call it courage, but it would be good to have someone help you. It could be a friend, it could be someone who's knowledgeable, did it before you, or it could be a coach.
What drives a person to leave his comfort zone?
Pain. People
Pain.
will, yes, it has to be it has to have become so painful that
Or
they
some
say
circumstances
no
or
more.
something.
No, the circumstances are considered pain.
Pain.
This is long ago in psychology. The two things that make humans look for change, either they're looking for a specific pleasure or the pain is so hard.
Yes.
Then you will move. So the fire has to really start hurting you before you'll move your hand. But if it didn't, you would keep your hand. If it's just warm, you keep your hand. So it has to be pain or the hope for a huge pleasure, this or that. So I could leave my job not because of pain, because I really see that in another position I will be brilliant. That could be a mover. But it's either the pain or this. Usually it's the pain. People don't dream enough because people have been taught just stay where you are and it's good enough.
Yeah.
So usually it's very few people. They say that 2 to 3% of the population have those big dreams. And usually people are telling them, no, stay where you are, you're safe, why are you doing this? Don't leave your job or don't leave your marriage or don't change your career. Because they can't see, most people can't see that there is a light on the other
Yeah,
side. So
yes.
stay as you are. So that's why a lot of people don't move because of the pleasure. But people will move because of pain. When the pain is extreme, they take a decision. They say
Yes.
no more.
Yes.
That's when the woman screams and says, I'm not staying one more day, I want a divorce. Or someone says, I don't care if I'm broke, I'm not taking this job. Someone makes a real decision.
Yeah.
We're wishing as transformational coaches that we do that before we get there. Because if we do that before there, then we have a plan. But when you do it at desperation, it's all messy.
Yes.
It's all messy, and there's a lot of pain in that. But let's do that before. Let's not reach the highest pain. We don't have to totally burn our hand before we say we need to leave. Yani,
Yes.
you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Mrs. Sukkari, people with negative energy, how can we deal with these people? Should we walk away from them, or try to help them, or it depends on how near these people are for us?
Even if they're very, very near, you can offer once or twice to help, but if not, then don't bother to help, because they will just pull you down.
Yes.
They will take your energy and pull you down. So, but let's say they're very close, your husband, your mother, your child, it can be.
Yes.
You need to learn to protect yourself, meaning like almost like shutting them off, like in your mind saying it's okay, that's who they are, and trying to shorten the conversations and change the conversation. There are tools. There are actually steps like, I'll change the conversation. So they're complaining about the country. You switch the decision, and how are you today? How was work? You just change these conversations on them, because they usually say the same thing every single day.
Yes.
Repeat it, repeat it, repeat it. It could be about their health. My knees, my knees, my knees. Every day you offer help. You say, there's a fantastic doctor, we can take you. Mom, no. I've tried this before. Okay. Can we do this? No. Can we do this? Khalas, it's too late. Now you just have to switch. Okay, what else is good? I bought this, I did this, I studied this, look at this, let's look at TV. You just change the topic. That's if they're very close. If they're not very close and they're part of your family, there is no reason to keep them.
Yes.
Minimize until it's very far. And it works by itself, by the way. As you increase your energy and you're more positive, you find yourself, you don't want to call them.
Yes.
You find yourself not talking very
Yes,
much.
yes.
And they start to
So
leave by
people
themselves.
with negative energy, these are people that would not change?
If they want to change, they will. But some people don't want to. They're so much into it. They're programmed.
It's their nature, you mean?
It is a nature, but it's not. They're not victims. We can change, because they've studied this. Like, why are
Yes.
some people more positive than others? It's true. Some
Yes.
are born more positive than others. It's true. But they say we can change it by trainings like this. Training your thoughts, learning more about positivity. There's a whole 4-year program of positive psychology, how to become more positive.
Yes.
So there's many things to learn, but it's a decision. Sometimes they don't even notice. They say they always say this is the reality. You tell them you're very negative. They say, no, this is the reality. But you're being very, no, this is the reality. So you can't keep arguing with someone like that. If they say, the minute the person in personal development and everything, and in philosophies and in religions, the minute the person says, I want to change, the door is open. Something happens. They see a show, they see a book, they
Yes.
see a friend. God will send all the resources, by the way. And it's not about money. I mean, the poor will find the resource, the rich will find the resource. But it's the decision, because we are, I mean, let's talk a little bit of philosophy. As humans on earth, we have a choice.
Yes.
We have the choice. There's no such thing as I don't have a choice. And when they discover there's no such thing as, because I was born a bit negative, I will always be negative, then again you have the choice. God gave you the choice to change yourself. And this is what's called working on yourself. You have to. You have
Yes.
to. You are asked to do that.
Yes. Unfortunately, our time is up. I thank you very much for your valuable
you.
information. Happy New Year. I thank you, Mrs. Miret Sukkari, the transformational coach.
Thank you, and Happy New Year to all your watchers.
Thank you. Happy New Year too. Well, with this, my dear viewers, come to the end of this episode of our program Cairo Local Time. I'm Amal Mukhtar. Thank you for watching.